Would y'all believe me if I told y'all that you were balanced on the head of one of my rubber ducks in my car? Because you should. Because you are. Let's talk about the books that I read in January. If you don't know, I read a lot. Not as much as some people, because I did do a little research and was like, what should I talk about? Like, what are people looking for when I do a little book review of a recap of what I've read in January? And people be reading like 10 plus books, which like good for them, but like I can't do that. So I have 3 books that I read in January. So the first book that I read was Where We Left Off by Sapphire Hale. I started this January 2nd and ended it January 11th. Okay, this was such a good book, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know I didn't like rate it that okay, the only reason I didn't rate it like that well was just because like it wasn't what I usually read. I usually read like dark romance, and this was more of like a small town kind of like love, like with a little like recap back and blah blah blah. Which it was good. It was good. Trust, like it was good, but it wasn't what I usually read, so that's why it's like, you know, but still it was a really good book. I wrote down some I wrote down some stuff about the book. He treats her like a full-on princess. I feel like I can't say some of the stuff that I like wrote because I don't want to like spoil it, but I definitely recommend reading it. The flashbacks in this book were done so well. So basically it follows this like couple, Tate and River. So they met when they were younger, and he was the like popular guy in high school, or was it high school? Yes, in high school, and she was like the nerdy little girl, and they ended up, you know, becoming friends, and then they started dating and blah blah blah, and then like there was a huge like fight or something, and they didn't talk for 3 years, and then she like meets him again when she meets her mom's boyfriend, because her mom's boyfriend's son is Tate, which I was like, because personally for me, I'm not for like the stepbrother, stepsister kind of vibe. So I was like, that turned me away a little bit personally. That's another reason why I rated it a little lower than that, because it was a really good book, but I couldn't get past that fully. But it was like, wasn't fully stepbrother or stepsister, so I could continue reading it. If it was, then I was like, no, I can't read this. But it wasn't, so I could continue reading it. Here's a quote from the book. Damn! Okay, ready? Well, okay, not damn, but like it's pretty deep. I've read stories about people dying from broken hearts, old couples leaving the world only days apart because it's like their body knows. It knows that the best part is over now, and there is no longer any reason to stay. And that's how it feels. Leaving Tate feels like the best part is over, and there's no longer any reason to stay. Alright, so the next book that I read was Tempted by the Devil by Michelle Hurd. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that last name right. Yeah, Hurd. Yeah. So it follows a couple, like a couple, Angelo and Vittoria. Not Victoria, Vittoria. So I started this January 11th and finished it January 12th. Do I need to say more? I finished it in a day. Like, and it was a pretty, like, it was a decent sized book. So obviously, like, this is my little rating over there. I'll read some quotes from the book. Okay, so let me like recap what happened in the book. Basically, it is mafia, like forced marriage. Yeah, but it's really good. So he's like completely obsessed with her. Yeah, it's really good. So basically her like stepbrother, we don't like him. No, we don't like him. Like, I'm trying to like, why am I like blanking? Basically, she's like forced to marry this guy, and he's like the leader of the mafia, or like the whatever, like cartel mafia thing. Yeah. And it basically like follows their marriage and like all of that jazz. I'm like, damn, this is really good. A police officer literally just drove into the parking lot that I'm in right now filming. So he's completely obsessed with her. Yeah, he's just completely obsessed with her. And there was a huge plot twist moment, but like it was done so it wasn't like, I hate Angelo now. So it was done really well. Like plot twist was done really well because like it wasn't like I didn't hate him for it. So I didn't like hate him for the plot twist that happened. I'll read some quotes from the book. Okay. My eyes narrow on the fucker for insulting Victoria's childhood dream. If she marries me, she'll have a fucking castle and everything her heart desires. I fucking memorized the vows for Victoria because I know how important the church is to her. Like, okay, you're an exquisite work of art. I'm going to make you love me so much that you can't live without me. I'll become your God and the one you pray to, and I'll love you like my salvation. I'll protect you with all my strength. I'll love you until the day I die. From this moment, I live for you, my precious wife. Damn! So the last book that I read, in January, I'm currently reading, I'm halfway through a book, so like I can't even say, so that's gonna be in the February recap. But the last book that I read was The Night Shift. Here's my little rating of it. Basically it follows this like shy bookworm, yeah, there we go. Bookworm, who spends her nights, obviously night shift, at the library working on Fridays, blah, 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 because she's not a party gal. And the star basketball player goes in and is like, I need a book, blah, blah. And then they start making out within 15 minutes of meeting each other. Just, anyways, it's such a cute, because she loves books, so, like, the reason why I picked it up is because she's a bookworm, I'm a bookworm, so I was like, I can kind of put myself in this situation a little more. And I didn't annotate the book because I read it, oh wait, let me put, so I started it January 20th and I ended it January 26th. Yeah, because I bought it when my roommate was here, but I like read it that like night, so I read so many pages like the night of, and I didn't annotate because I was too tired to like annotate, and I was just really into the book, so I like didn't annotate. But super cute book. There was like one thing that she said. She was like, I put all my romances because I think I'm gonna know the outcome because of the books that I read. And like it was like about what are they called? Not the genres, but not the tropes. So she was like, oh, if it's like an enemies to lover trope, then like this is how it's gonna like go and blah blah blah. So she kind of like puts it in like those type of boxes and everything, which obviously like, but there was like miscommunication. There was miscommunication, but then they communicated and it was just like but it was a really good book. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, I finish a book in a day, and I'm like, well, I do sometimes, but then I have like classes and everything, so I don't finish it in a day. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it. I should probably like prepare more for these. Like, I don't know. I wish I annotated this book because like the amount of like quotes and scenes I should have like annotated is actually insane. But it was really cute. They were so cute. It was such a cute couple. Definitely a recommended book. I didn't have any DNFs this month. I did finish all 3 books that I started and finished. Did I have a DNF? No, I didn't have any DNFs. That concludes my January recap. I feel like I should prepare a little more for them, so sorry. We can try again in February. I'm gonna try posting more about like the books that I read and everything. So I kind of want to try that. Let me know if there's anything that I can do better describing the books, because this was my first time doing like a monthly recap of what I read. So yeah, 3 books, 1 month. Jeez. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for next month's February recap of books. We already have 1 book because I'm finishing it soon, but I start back in college, so like I'm not gonna have like 10 books on my like recap. I'll probably have like 2 or 3, so it's not gonna be like a huge book recap, but I am gonna read, so I thought I'd kind of do that. And it's a little way of like me remembering what books that I read this year. So yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of blabbing now, but that's my January recap. Hope you enjoy. Bye!